welcome back to My Mom Life. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Jordan, and today we're making some yummy homemade vegetable soup. Let's get started. So today's video is a collaboration with Katt over at Southern Farm and Kitchen. She is putting on this collaboration for anybody that wanted to make a fall soup video. So today I'm making some vegetable soup and I'm really excited to share it with you. If you want to see all of the other videos in the playlist, I will have it linked for you down in the description box, as well as Katt's channel. Thank you, Katt, for putting this together, and I'm so excited to see everyone's videos. So now let's get started making this yummy vegetable soup. So here is everything that I'm gonna put into my soup today. So this soup is awesome because you can add what you want and leave out what you don't want. So anything that you have at home that you need to use up is great to throw into the soup. I mean, as long as it's veggies and things like that. So I have some fresh green beans here that I have washed. I have a zucchini, 2 stalks of celery, 2 carrots, and a potato. I'm going to chop all of this up, and this is going to go in our soup. We're also going to use a little bit of olive oil. I have some seasonings here. Also, feel free to season this however you want. I always like to put in a few crushed red pepper flakes, paprika. I have some Italian seasoning and basil, salt and pepper, of course. I'm going to add in a can of these Great Northern beans today. If I had peas, I would add peas, but I do not have any. I have some tomato sauce here and 2 cans of fire roasted tomatoes. This is going to add a lot of flavor. I have some frozen corn here. This is all I had left, but you could use, about a cup of that. I will have measurements, ingredients, everything written out for you in the description box. I have some vegetable better than bouillon. I just don't have any cartons of vegetable stock or chicken stock on hand, so I'm going to use this to make that. I'm going to chop up an onion, and then I have 3 cloves of garlic. So feel free to definitely make this soup your own. You don't have to do exactly what I'm doing, but the base, if you keep the base the same and then add in whatever you like, it's going to turn out great. So let's get to chopping all of our veggies, and then we will start sauteing our onion and celery and garlic. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to chop up this onion and our garlic. I already have my big pot going with a little bit of olive oil down in the bottom so that that will be nice and warm when I'm ready to add in my onion, garlic, and celery. So I'm going to chop these up pretty small and then get those going. We want those to be a little translucent. I think fall is the perfect time of year for soup because it is starting to get a little cooler out, and soup just warms the soul. You know what I mean? It's so nice. I know there's a lot of people, like my husband's not a huge soup for dinner kind of person, but I love soup. If you don't want to take the time to chop your garlic like this, you could definitely throw in some of that pre-minced garlic. That stuff is awesome. I always have that on hand. But these garlic cloves, like this one's bad. Yep, see, they're going bad. Okay, I got another one, so we are good. I have 3 cloves of garlic now. And then my celery and onion. So I'm gonna chop up my onion. This is a small onion, so feel free to do half of a large onion, or if you love onion, do a whole large onion. If you don't like onion, you could leave it out. Like I said, super customizable recipe. Whew, that onion has my eyes burning. Okay, now that I got that chopped, ow. Now that I got that chopped up, that's a strong one. My eyes are on fire. Okay, I'm going to chop up the garlic and then the celery. This one still has a little spot on it. See, that's the trouble of when I buy those, or that's the problem. When I buy those jars of pre-minced garlic, it's just so much easier to grab and faster, and then I'll let my other garlic go bad. So I need to use it up. All right, now that I have all of this chopped up, I'm going to put it in my pot with the olive oil. So let's go over to the stove and get that started. My pot is nice and hot. I have some olive oil down in there, so I'm gonna add in the onions and celery. And I turned my heat way down, so I'm gonna go ahead and add the garlic in now also, because I'm not worried about it burning because my heat's turned way down. So I'm gonna let these go while I chop up our other veggies. Before I start chopping the other veggies, I'm gonna go ahead and salt and pepper this. I like to always salt and pepper as I go. So let me grab the salt. And I'm just gonna, you know, do it like that. I don't really measure this part. Just kind of season how you like. This is just building good flavor. The smell of celery and onions cooking reminds me of Thanksgiving. I don't care what time of year it is. If I'm cooking celery and onions on the stove like this, it just brings Thanksgiving feelings. So I'm gonna let this saute, and we're gonna go ahead and chop up all of our other vegetables. You guys, my eyes are burning so bad. Those onions. Whew! Okay, let's chop up, ignore the mess in the background. Let's chop up all of our other veggies. Okay, I'm gonna start with my green beans. I already washed everything, so once I get them chopped, I'm just gonna throw them back in my colander, and then we can throw it all in together. So I'm gonna chop off the ends. These green beans, I bought them yesterday, and they're looking like they're on their last leg already. So I'm just gonna put them, or cut them in like an inch, half an inch length. If you wanted to add canned green beans, you could do that. I prefer fresh green beans. I used to only buy canned green beans, and then, I don't know, we just got on fresh and I can't go back. All right, I have all of my green beans chopped up, so I am going to put those back in my colander and then chop up something else. I'll go ahead and chop up the carrots. I'm just gonna keep these in circles. I think that they're really pretty when they're cut in circles in a soup like this. So I'm just gonna go all the way down and try and keep them in circles. I'm just gonna dice up the potato in little pieces. I don't want them big because I don't want them to take forever to cook, so I'm just gonna kind of keep them small. And lastly, I'm gonna chop up our zucchini. All right, so we have all of our veggies cut up and ready to go. I'm gonna go ahead and open up my cans of tomatoes and have those ready. I have my corn. I'm gonna clean all of this up, and then we will throw the rest of the soup together and we'll be done. It'll just have to simmer for a little bit and it'll be ready to eat in no time. All right, before we head over and start throwing everything together, I want to make my vegetable broth. I have some hot water here, and I am just gonna add in some of this vegetable base, and that's gonna give us our vegetable broth. So if you've never tried this better than bouillon, it's awesome. They have chicken, beef, vegetable, and I've tried those three. I'm not sure if they have any more, but they're all really, really yummy. So I'm going to, now that this is mixed up, open our tomatoes, and then we will throw it all in. So our onions and celery and garlic are nice and soft, so I'm gonna add in our veggies. This, just like a lot of soups, is just a dump and go kind of a recipe. So I'm going to just really dump everything in. Got our corn and our white beans. Now before I add all of the liquid, I'm gonna go ahead and add some seasonings. So I love to add paprika to things. I think it adds a lot of flavor. I'm gonna add in some paprika. I will have measurements for you down below in the description box. When I'm making soups like this, I don't get out a measuring spoon, but if you are that kind of cook, then I will have measurements for you down below. I got my basil and my Italian seasoning. This Italian seasoning is really good to have on hand because it's just really yummy herbs. What is it? It's got basil in it too. Marjoram, oregano, thyme, rosemary, savory seasoning, or savory herb, I guess, basil and sage. Those are just really good herbs to add to any soup. I'm gonna add in a little bit more salt and some more pepper. We can add more if we need it at the final tasting of it. And then I'm gonna add in a little bit of crushed red pepper flakes. I like the heat. It just kind of brightens everything up. I'm gonna give it a stir. It already looks so pretty. So I'm gonna add in the fire roasted tomatoes. You could use regular diced tomatoes. It doesn't have to be this kind. And the tomato sauce. And lastly, I'm gonna add, hopefully this all fits, the vegetable broth. Ooh, that's a full pot. I'm gonna give it a stir, and this is gonna simmer just until our veggies are done cooking. My daughter wants pasta in her soup, so on the side, I'm going to cook up some pasta, and then in the bowls that want pasta, I'm gonna add that to the bottom before I add in the soup. So if you would like pasta in your soup, you can do that as well. If you cook the pasta in the soup, it's hard to not get it to overcook, and then once it sits in the fridge, it really likes to soak up all of that liquid. So I just recommend, if you want pasta in your soup, to cook it on the side, but you do it however you want. All right, now that we have all of that stirred together, we're gonna let this simmer on medium heat until our veggies are tender, and then it will be time to eat. All right, my soup has been simmering for about 30-45 minutes, and it is now done. The veggies are all tender. I did taste it, and I noticed it was a little bit sour, kind of bitter a little bit, and then when you're using tomatoes like that, it can get like that, so don't worry. I just added a couple tablespoons of sugar. This is a really large pot, so a couple tablespoons of sugar really cut that, and it doesn't taste sweet or anything, it just cuts that acidity. And then a little bit more salt, and we are good to go. I cooked up this pasta for my daughter's soup. I'll just keep that separate when I'm packaging up the leftovers, and then anybody that wants pasta can have it in their soup. So I'm gonna go ahead and plate it up and show you what it looks like. Here is our finished soup. This is my daughter's bowl, so it has the noodles in there, but this is absolutely delicious, so healthy and hearty, and I hope that you try it. Thank you so much, Katt, for putting this collaboration together. I cannot wait to check out everybody's videos. Don't forget to check the description box because I will have the playlist, and I will have Katt's channel down there. If you're coming from somebody else's channel in this collab, welcome. I am Jordan. I am a mom to 6 kids. We have a large homeschooling family, and I love to share recipes with you guys here. So I hope you consider subscribing and sticking around. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye, guys.